Yo, 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 what it do? It is Corey here. Welcome to Corey's Stories. Thank you for clicking on this video, for clicking on the play button on Spotify or the play button on YouTube or the play button on Facebook or the link I posted on Instagram or whatever you're watching, however you got here, baby, let me tell you something. You're here and you're with me, and it may not be in real time, but guess what? We're meeting somewhere in the time of the universe together. We're meeting here. Whether you're watching this 2 years from now or right now, baby, we are meeting together in one mind and one accord. So thank you for being here. Real quick before we dive into this video, would you consider please liking on YouTube or on Facebook or following on Instagram, subscribing? The more you subscribe and do all these things, it really helps out the podcast. It helps us get more views and notice more, and it helps us promote more positivity into the world. So would you consider helping us do that? We'd very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. The fact that you're even watching means more to me than you'll ever know. And it's time to get on with the episode. So see you soon, baby. Yo, I'm just so happy to be here today. It's been a great month. It's been a great, busy year. A lot of you can probably relate. Man, it's been crazy, but it's been wonderful. I hope you're doing good. I hope your family's doing good. I hope your grandma's doing good and your third cousin's doing good. I hope everybody that you know is doing good. And if they're not, just know that everything's going to work out, and we all going to make it, and it's all going to be all right. And we walk into them streets of gold up north, baby, and we're going to get there sooner or later. So thanks for watching. Glad you're here. I've had a busy month, but we got the opportunity to do something really cool this past week. We got the opportunity, me and the worship band I play in called Overflow. Check us out. We got the opportunity to play Fields of Faith. Now, I don't know if you ever heard of Fields of Faith or been to Fields of Faith, but it's basically just a whole bunch of Jesus freaks getting together in a high school stadium and worshiping the Lord, singing to the Lord, slapping the bass for the Lord, hitting that snare and that floor tom for the Lord, singing harmony for the Lord, preaching for the Lord, screaming for the Lord, eating for the Lord, drinking for the Lord, celebrating the Lord. We're just having a good time with the Lord. But it was crazy, bro. We got the opportunity to play it. So me and my best friends in my worship band, our worship band, we got the opportunity to play, and it was crazy. Over 700 people came out to the Fields of Faith. But let me tell you this, and this is the only thing that really matters. This is why we do what we do. This is why they make Fields of Faith. This is why everything happens. This is why we play songs. This is why we give out T-shirts, all that fun stuff. Over 100 kids responded to the gospel. Kids and adults. 100 kids and adults responded to the gospel. That is insane. That's so crazy that it's not even insane. It's insane. Okay? If it's crazy, like if it's just normal crazy, maybe your pet grew a snout and threw on a muzzle and was skateboarding down the street. That's insane. That's something you don't see all the time. But 700 people coming to a stadium, high school football stadium, to worship Jesus, and over 100 responding to the gospel and getting saved. That's insane. Insane. There hasn't been too many insane things that's happening in the world. Okay, but this was insane, and it was nuts. It was the coolest thing to be a part of. I don't know if you see this right here, this plant. Shout out TJ Maxx. I didn't want this in the video, but my wife said we had to spice things up and put it in the video. So now I have a fake plant. Okay, this is where we are in our life today. We don't even buy real plants. Do you want to know why we don't buy real plants? Because we accidentally kill real plants. My wife, when we first moved into our house back in June, some people gave us some ferns, and they said, you know, your first-time gardeners, first-time planters, first-time home buyers, whatever, you're going to need some plants. So they gave us a fern, and they said, Stormy, we're giving you this fern because it is very, very hard to kill a fern, okay? In Houston, Texas, that's what my father-in-law says, Houston. He's from Colorado. He hates it down here. He said it's like a swamp. We live in swampland. He said she said, Houston, Texas, it is impossible to kill a fern. Well, guess what, baby? 2 weeks later, this fern took the long nap, went to sleep, wasn't snoring, it was dead. The fern died because we forgot to do whatever it takes to keep the fern alive. Not very much, evidently. And we just neglected that fern. But aren't you thankful that if we're the fern, Jesus never neglects his ferns? Okay, sorry, sudden gospel plug. But this is a fake plant. I think it's a fake cacti. Not too sure. I don't know what this plant is. I just know it was $12.99. Inflation, all that stuff kind of bumped it up. Is it worth $12.99? In my opinion, no. In my wife's opinion, of course. Okay, because TJ Maxx and Hobby Lobby have found a way to have all of my money, and to the point where I should own quite a big portion of the companies. A lot of my money is in TJ Maxx and Hobby Lobby. So this is in the video. I don't know if you like it. I don't. I don't like it. And that's fine. But did my wife want it there? Yep. So we're going to keep it there because what wifey wants, wifey gets. So it's there. I heard something this past week that kind of stirred my soul, made me angry. I'll say that. It grinded my gears. It shaved my cheddar. It made me pretty mad. And I heard it a while back too, forgot about it, let it go from my spirit, didn't hold on to it anymore. God doesn't call us to be bitter and hold on to things from the past. I'm not very grudgeful. I'm a very graceful person, so I let go of it. And then it got brought back up this past week, and boy, I almost blew a gasket. I almost blew a gasket and flipped a casket because of what happened. I figured out that there were some homeschoolers going to a school for homeschoolers. I could just kind of, it's like somebody turned on the gas stove of my heart and just began to put it on 400 degrees to the boiling point. Because I boil when I say that. Because it's dumb. Some homeschoolers, and I'm going to say this slow so we can all catch it. Some homeschoolers went and gathered in a school built for homeschoolers. A school built for homeschoolers. How does that logically travel through somebody's cerebrum like this, and they think, okay, that's totally normal? Listen, homeschoolers, you do not get school. You do not get to go to school. Why? Because that's the whole point of homeschooling, okay? You don't get to do it. You're not allowed to. Because if you are meeting in a school, you're not homeschooled. Do you see how that works? That literally every time I hear it or found out about kids in homeschool going to a school for homeschoolers, it makes me want to judo chop a puppy right in its gullet. A puppy gullet makes me want to judo chop that puppy gullet. Preferably an English bulldog. I want to judo chop an English bulldog right in his puppy gullet. As soon as I hear, and I'll tell anybody that, I'll tell your grandma that. I don't care who it is. You do not go to school if you're in homeschool. Your school is your house, bro. You got that 1-story stay at home. You got that 2-story stay at home. You don't get to go to these luxurious schools that we go to. You don't get to go through a cafeteria lunch line like we get to do. You stay at home and you don't talk to anybody. Okay? Can we agree on that? You better hope that Corey Spencer never runs for president. Because I'll tell you what I'm going to do. My first thing I'm going to do in office, and you better hear me loud and clear, I'm going to go to my WWE wrestling voice if I was a WWE wrestler. Oh, you better hear me loud and clear, homeschoolers. My first day in office, Brought out the water from my corneas. My corneas are leaking. Maybe I need a different wrestling voice. That's that Marge Simpson is what that was. Let me try a new one. My Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is my Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestling voice. Homeschoolers, Austin 316, you don't get to go to school. If I catch any homeschoolers going to school, riding on a school bus, what? Doing homework in a school, what? Having friends in the cafeteria, what? Getting ISS, what? Getting out of school suspension, what? If I see you hanging out in groups of 5 in the back of a classroom, sitting on a table, what? You're going to prison. What? You're going to prison for 5 years. What? 10 years. What? 15 years. What? 20 years. What? Let me find out when I'm president that homeschoolers are going to a real school meant for social people. 5 years of prison. Right off the bat. No chance at parole. No trustee programs. Nothing. You in with the big dogs, with the cats. You're not getting out anytime soon, baby. You're in for the long haul. So, if you have any smartness about you when you're around me next time, I don't care who you are, my Uncle Joe to my next door neighbor, don't bring up homeschoolers. Going to school, or in about 40 years, you'll be thrown in prison for 5 years. So, keep that in mind, because I don't put up with that. It's just bogus to me. It's absurd. That would even be a thought considerable for action. But I'll say this. I'm going to give you a question here. I don't know if you ever get really deep in your own mind and you thought you just begin exploring the universe in your head and you're like, man, how big is this thing? You know, how big is space? It's a crazy question. Because we're millions and millions of miles away from the nearest thing to us. And the nearest thing to us is millions and millions and millions of miles away from the nearest thing to it. And that it nearest to the nearest thing to us is millions and millions and millions and millions of miles away from its nearest it. And we're just billions of it in one universe. No. Sorry. We're billions of its in one galaxy. Shout out to the Milky Way, baby. We're one galaxy with a bunch of million of its in millions of galaxies. Do what? Say that again. That's insane. And my brain doesn't process that kind of stuff well. I mean, I can't even figure out how to open a Starburst without getting paper stuck to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm to the point where if there's paper on it, I'm eating it. You know what I'm saying? I used to throw away the Starburst with the paper on it, but, you know, I noticed that wasn't the smartest thing to do, polluting the earth, polluting the ozone, yada, yada, yada. So I eat it with the paper on it now. And so my brain, I can't even figure that out. How am I supposed to figure out the concept that there's billions of its in a galaxy and there's billions of galaxies in the universe? That's insane. But the question is, and this is what my mind has been struggling with for the last several weeks, to the point where I asked the Whataburger customer in the drive-thru, I don't want my food unless you can explain to me what I'm about to ask you, how. I'm going to give you the what, you give me the how. Okay? And I said, first of all, what is size my meal? Second of all, if the earth were to fall, how long would we be falling? Anybody? That is insanely terrifying. If the earth, just gravity were just did its thing and the earth were to fall, how long would we be falling? And how long would we be scared? Would we even feel the fall? I think initially. But, I mean, are we going to be falling for a minute, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 decades? Am I going to be 43 by the time we stop falling? Well, no, I'm 24. Am I going to be 54 by the time we stop falling? Am I going to miss my kids' high school graduation because we're falling? Am I going to miss my grandbaby's first steps because we're falling? Am I going to go through 3 or 4 dogs by the time this happens that we quit falling? What's going to happen there? And you can't be scared that long, Like you're not like initially you're gonna be like, honey, grab the important things in our house, man. We gotta go. We can't really go anywhere because we're falling in the universe, but we're gonna grab some things of sentimental importance that we've collected over the span of our marriage, and we're gonna be screaming, we're gonna be yelling, we're gonna be freaking out. But there has to come a point to where we're like, are we? Hey Jim, you and the kids all right? Cool. How's Margaret? She's good? Hey, you know about how long we're going to be falling? You don't? You don't because nobody's ever studied this? Okay, perfect. How long would it be? And we might be falling forever. If space is really space, right, then it has to be infinite, right? Because if you're in space and you all of a sudden hit a wall, a boom, boom. By the way, if you say boom, and your lip doesn't touch your chin, you didn't say it right. Boom. And we hit a wall, there has to be more space on the outside of that wall. So space is infinite. I had a professor say it like that one time. He didn't say infinite. He said infinite. And every time he said it, he made me want to roundhouse kick a baby squirrel right in its jejunum. That's what he wanted me to do. Evidently. A squirrel just inside of its mother's nest that it built for this squirrel, just eating all the worms that the mother squirrel brings to the baby squirrel. My professor says infinite. I leave the classroom. I walk down the stairs. I bypass the elevator out of anger. I don't have time to just stand there. I walk down the stairs. I slide down the rail like in a 1980s skate movie. I slide down the rail like, dude, where did I even get the skateboard? I grind down the rail on a skateboard because my professor said infinite. I go outside. I get a couple steaks that I steal from somebody's tent on the lawn, some hippies that are having a book club. I steal the steaks from their tent and I start climbing this tree. It's an oak tree. It's big, probably 150 years old. I'm climbing this tree. I take this baby squirrel out of its nest that its mother built for it. I let him finish his worms. Sure, this is going to be your last meal, squirrel. Get all the worms you can. The squirrel swallows the last worm. I throw it up in the air while holding on to one stake in this tree. How? Athleticism. How do I do it? I'm athletic. I throw up this squirrel. The squirrel's coming down. I roundhouse kick it in its jejunum. My professor comes out minutes later because he doesn't have the stamina nor the speed, agility, velocity, matter to get down there as fast as I did. I've already kicked the squirrel in the next week. Oh, it's next Tuesday for this squirrel, but it's regular Tuesday for me. My professor says, hey, why did you kick that squirrel roundhouse style in its jejunum? And I looked my professor in the eye and said, I got a better question for you, professor. Why? You remember that episode of SpongeBob where he says, around, or whatever he says? He goes, round town, or whatever he says. I do that with my finger. I say, why did you say infinite? The word is infinite. Can we say that together, class? Infinite. Infinite? Are you infinitely dumb? I don't even know what I was saying. Because I got really, oh my gosh. That gas stove I was talking about just 400 degrees in my heart. Blood boiling. By the way, my wife almost caught her arm on fire via gas stove. I actually think she did because she lost all her little blonde hairs on her arms. all gone, singed, burnt. Where'd they go? Evaporated. Because she was sitting there just holding the gas stove on before she ever started clicking it, just releasing all the Lord's breath into the air, that natural gas. And then she finally... By the way, nobody knows how many clicks it's going to be before it turns on. You just have to stand there with the oven vent on high, hoping that it's extracting all the natural gas before it burns your Q-tips off. And she was already releasing all that gas. Started up, burnt her arm hair off. Insane. But that's the earth. What if we were to fall? How long would we be falling? And if you have an explanation for that, or your teacher does, or somebody does, please hit me up in my DMs, slide in my DMs, because I would love to know. Because that is a question that wakes me up pretty often during the nighttime. Because if you're like me, you always have dreams of you falling through the bed. And then your wife goes, "What was that?" Or, What are you doing? And I say, "I was falling." But I've been having them more ever since I've been falling off the earth. Not off the earth, with the earth, off the axis. So, hit me up. Don't be surprised if I don't answer, though, when you hit me up soon, because I don't know if you've heard this, but The Office is on Peacock. You know, all of our lives were ruined last December 31st or January 1st, 2021, when Netflix decided it would be a good idea to Extraction on Netflix is a great movie, by the way. Extract The Office off of Netflix to where we Office fans only had one option or two options. One, to buy every season of The Office on DVD, which, hashtag, I don't have a friggin' DVD player anymore. Why? Why do you ask? Because I'm not 77. That's why I don't have a DVD player. Because I'm not 70. I also don't have AARP. Don't be surprised. Don't come at me crooked, or I'll knock your head crooked. I'll tell you that, and I'll tell your grandma that too. We had the option of buying every DVD or just never to watch The Office again and lay in bed at 2:30 in the morning eating waffle sticks and just running through reruns in our brains of The Office back when life was good. Those are our only options. But Peacock, praise the Lord, the new streaming platform, available on all platforms. Google Play, Apple, Samsung, cable. Whatever, Peacock now has The Office. Every season. Do you have to pay monthly? Yeah. Is it $10 cheaper than Netflix? Yes, it is. What else does it come with, Corey? Oh, I'm glad you asked. It also comes with King of Queens. Great show. But what else does it come with? Oh, there's more. Call in the next 5 minutes. There's more. Don't you love those infomercials that never stop? It's just 1 hour infomercial of them selling one thing and then saying there's more and just throwing in more of that thing. Hey, we got a butter knife here. It's a butter knife that's cutting butter like you've never seen butter cut. Butter cut? Oh, but if you call right now in the next 5 minutes, there's more. What is it? Another butter knife. Oh, but if you call in the next 3 minutes, whoa, there's more. 2 more butter knives. But there's more. It's not just The Office, and it's not just King of Queens. The WWE Network. Is also on Peacock. Now, we all know this. I don't have to say this, but I will. We all know that new wrestling is trash. I mean, you can grab a hefty bag and wrap it around the letters WWE because it's trash. But old wrestling, I'm talking prime Ric Flair. I'm talking 25-year-old Hulk Hogan who's already balding. I'm talking Andre the Giant who's so big he ate 1,000 corn dogs. I'm talking the Von Erichs. I'm talking Road Warriors. I'm talking the dadgum Ultimate Warrior. I'm talking dadgum British Bulldog. I'm talking Owen Hart, Bret Hart, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Attitude Era Kane, not bald Kane, Attitude Era Kane with a fake haircut. I'm talking prime Undertaker, late 1980s, early 90s. I'm talking HBK, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, when he had the actual tights, not the flare jeans because of his knee braces, when he was totally good, didn't have any ailments or injuries. I'm talking WWE, baby. Two U's put together twice. WWE. The good stuff is also on Peacock. So if you don't have Peacock, that leads me to two things. Either you don't like good things or you're dead. Either you don't like shows that are good or you're not breathing anymore because you're dead. Peacock is the way to go. The new streaming platform. If you don't got it, get it. Let's have a watch party. Netflix is old news, bro. Netflix? You have Netflix? Oh, do you also have life insurance? Because you're really old, probably, because that is an old thing. Peacock, the way to go. So guess what's been playing on in my house, nonstop? Peacock, The Office. Dude, I went through the whole Office series in the last 2 weeks that I've had Peacock. It's just, dude, because Netflix, you know what's dumb about Netflix? Netflix will ask you, are you still watching? And my response was always, have I turned you off? Have I clicked turn off Xbox? I haven't. Then what degree of manners do you have to ask me if I'll let you know when I'm done watching? Peacock does not do that. Peacock, dude, it'll just run, dude. It'll run like dadgum Michael Phelps on land, baby. It'll just run. It'll run like Usain Bolt with a splinter, daddy. It's just never stop running. It'll run until you say stop. And that's the beauty of Peacock. And if you don't have Peacock, I would highly suggest that you get it. You're not going to use my account. Why? Because I'm not a socialist. Don't ask to use my stuff. I work for my Peacock account. You can work for your own. Okay, you're not going to cheat off my answers. Okay, that's it. You're not going to use my account. Get a life. So that's life, man. That's been life for the last couple months for me. It's been very busy, full of joy, exercise. I'm lying. I exercised once, and I haven't exercised since probably January 2nd, 3rd, maybe, between there, or January 22nd midday. And I went running last week with my wife for a mile. Not very long, just a mile. And that's usually my gauge to see how out of shape I am. Dude, a mile used to be easy work. I would run a mile while singing Elevation Worship's new single. Whatever it was. I would just run a mile and I would sing. I'd never get out of breath. But this last time I ran a mile. I ran a mile. No, I didn't because that's not real. I ran a mile and I had to stop probably 0.67 of the mile because I had to Google the symptoms of a heart attack. Thought I was dying. Turned out it was just my left quadricep doing an Achilles flip, and I survived. I pulled through, but I walked the rest of the way. I did. And people always say, you don't stop till you get to the finish line. Well, last time I heard that, I was in high school and I wasn't an adult. Now I stop whenever I want to. Okay. So, but I'm trying to exercise more. It's important. I don't want to die when I'm 22. So I'm exercising more. Be there for my grandkids and my little babies. And my babies. Be there for Dwight, my little dog. If you don't know, I got a dog named Dwight Schrute. And he is just the best little thing. So I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you go out. I hope you bless somebody. Hope somebody blesses you. Somebody pays for you in line at Starbucks, keep on going. Just drive off because you've been blessed. But hope you have a great day. Once again, if you could help us, like, subscribe, share, man, we'd appreciate it. I hope you have a great week. Stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That's a scary thought. And I'll see you on another time, baby. Peace out, Girl Scout.